encouragement is really what helps us to succeed in life, right? Like if we don't feel encouraged by something, if we don't have that belief in ourselves, then we generally can't move forward. And she has just encouraged those around her. And you could see how people light up when they talk to her, because they know when they talk to her that they're going to be accepted for who they are and respected for who they are. She's going to be so gracious that they've been there. They will be made the priority. There's no multitasking with her. And she's going to encourage you in whatever you're doing. She's going to encourage you. And that's just so incredible.
Hey friends, it's Mary, and this is the Mary Guirovich Show, a podcast that champions today's working women to gain the clarity, confidence, and courage to up-level your career while strengthening your faith and living your dream life, all in record time. We'll cover topics like career advancement, leadership, personal development, faith, and health and wellness, so you can intentionally create a career and life full of more abundance, joy, and love. Let's get started.
Hey friends, welcome on in to this episode of the Mary Guirovich Show. I'm so excited that you're joining me here today. And today we have a very special topic. My grandma Becker has recently just turned 100. I have been in Pennsylvania. I'm still here today celebrating her as she hits this incredible milestone in her life. So as I was kind of reflecting on what I wanted to talk about, I really wanted to share some of the things that she has modeled in her life. She is such an incredible woman, such a sweet and kind soul. And I know that we say that about a lot of people. I feel like that's a pretty normal sentiment to love your grandma or to say things, but my grandma has been this steady soul, this steady source of love, this steady, predictable person. And what I have seen is like, this is her character. This is who she is. And what's so incredible about this is, yes, she has been here for a century now, but she has been unwavering in this character. She acts consistently time after time after time. And what you see is that she doesn't live in a mansion. She actually lives in a nursing home right now, but she has good health and she has so many people that love her. Now, granted, she's had 7 children, so there's a lot of us in the family. We have had incredible health in our family, but the longevity has been there, but just the relationships and the love that she has for every person. And if you would talk to different people, they would tell you how full of love she is. Every time I talk to her, because she lives in Pennsylvania, I live in San Antonio, every time I talk to her, without fail, she says, Mary Beth, that's what she calls me, Mary Beth, you made my day. And the truth is that she makes my day each and every day. And there are things that she embodies. And I want to just talk about some of these lessons and some of these attributes that she has that I think not only have added to her longevity of life, but that give joy and encouragement to those around her, as well as just make her this magnetic person that is just so easy to love and want to care for, because she is just such a giving person. And when I look at her, I just see Jesus's love modeled through her. And she was raised as a Catholic. She raised her family as a Catholic. Today, she still practices the Catholic religion, and she starts her day. She starts her day watching Mass on TV. That is how she starts each and every day. And I just love this because, Grandma models putting God first. She models that in everything that she does, but she also models it in the way that she lives. Without having to talk about God or Jesus all the time, she really is that love and light that Jesus tells us. He tells us to live in this way. And that is what she does. And so I just want to kind of highlight 7 things that she does that I just think, add so much joy to other people's lives, but just have made her life so rich in having peace, so rich in having her health, so rich in having her family so close to her. And so the first thing I wanted to just talk about is priority. Grandma has always put her family first. And even from the time that she was a young child, unfortunately, her mother had passed away. And when this happened, her dad had to get a caretaker for them. And one of the most interesting things is my grandma actually dropped out of school to take care of her dad and her brother. So she wanted her brother to be taken care of in a different way. And she thought that she was the best person to do that. And so she selflessly gave up her life to serve her family. And she did this at such a young age. But that trend would continue over and over again. As she started to have her family and her husband was off at war, she continued to serve and pour into her family. And she still does the same thing today. This is something that she has done time and time again. If I look at my grandma's life, I can't tell you any milestone that she has hit in life. She's never won any kind of big award that I'm aware of. The one of the biggest, I guess, accomplishments, and not that this she would consider this a big accomplishment, but outside of her family, because I know that she considers her family her biggest accomplishment, but she doesn't even take credit for them. So it's quite incredible. She's such an incredible woman, but she was an incredible bowler. And so she actually had a perfect game in bowling. And so, but outside of that, I can't, she's won at bingo. She loves those types of things, but she's never pursued something so much as she has pursued her relationship with the Lord and caring for family and others. Like that is what she has dedicated her life to. And I just think that's so incredible because she knew that the priority needed to be her family. And she has always put her family's needs first, and not in a way that she has sacrificed herself. She doesn't share any kind of resentment or guilt. I've never heard her talk ill of my grandfather or her kids. She has just selflessly served everybody around her, both her kids, her grandkids, her great grandkids, and she has always put people as her number one priority. And so getting our priorities straight and really understanding, what God wants for us, I think is really incredible. Another thing that my grandma models really well is gratitude. She is so appreciative of everything that she gets. And you could just see the joy in her face when you're talking to her. She lights up anytime the kids are playing with her, anything that's really happening. She just has this incredibly beautiful smile, and she is just so grateful. And she never misses an opportunity to tell you how much she enjoyed something, how thankful she is for something. And this gratitude has really helped her to have this incredibly positive attitude. It's not just a false attitude. It really is who she is. She really is appreciative of everything that she has been given in life, everything that she continues to get. And she wants people to understand how much they impact her joy in her life. And so she's always genuinely full of gratitude. Okay. The third thing is respect. Respect is something that is so huge. In the Bible, we hear respect talked about a lot, especially when it comes to men, and love talked about. And one thing that my grandma really has modeled is respect, and it's been such a long time. I'm nearly 40 years old that I've been around my grandma. And I can honestly say I've never heard her disrespect anybody. She has always been positive about people. She's always thought the best of people. She has always cared about others. She's not in this people-pleasing type of way, but in this calm way that just allows people to be who they are while still telling us the truth. I'll never forget when I switched churches. I switched from the Catholic Church and I started to go to Bible churches. And even in that situation, she was raised a Catholic. She still practices that faith. My family practices that faith. And my grandma still respected my decision. She did say, Mary Beth, that's not a Catholic church. And I said, yes, Grandma, I know, but I have such a good relationship with God. It's better than it's ever been. And just the way that she handles that, and it never changes our relationship. She never tries to change me back. She's never trying to change people. She's never trying to make you feel guilty or at fault for your decisions. She loves and respects people right where they are. And I just think that's such an incredible lesson because I've seen that respect modeled for my grandfather over the years with the things that he liked and how he liked things and how she just wanted to serve and take care of him and always lifted him up. And that brings me to my next one, which is encouragement. My grandma is a great encourager in everything that she does. She wants others to feel valuable. She never feels like inferior to others. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times I see this modeled where people feel like they have to one up others. Well, while my grandmother could just celebrate others, she could just encourage others. She always has a positive word for somebody. And it's not full of fluff and air. It's like this genuine, rich encouragement that just makes you feel like you could take on the entire world. She believes in you so strongly that you just feel like you can do anything. And it's just such a beautiful thing to have because encouragement is really what helps us to succeed in life, right? Like if we don't feel encouraged by something, if we don't have that belief in ourselves, then we generally can't move forward. And she has just encouraged those around her. And you could see how people light up when they talk to her, because they know when they talk to her that they're going to be accepted for who they are and respected for who they are. She's going to be so gracious that they've been there. They will be made the priority. There's no multitasking with her, and she's going to encourage you in whatever you're doing. She's going to encourage you, and that's just so incredible. And the last two I want to talk about is tradition. So tradition is one. My grandma has instilled so many beautiful traditions with our family. And I love that. I was thinking about it with my mom this week and just what it was like to go to grandma's house when she was little, grandma and grandpa's house. And they had this one cupboard, and in the bottom they had toys. So there was a little farm, there were some wooden blocks, there was a chessboard and chess and checker pieces that my grandfather had actually made the board to. There was a little ball, and then there was this little device where like a ball would drop from level to level to level. And there wasn't much in there, but it was just so special to get to go to her house and play with those consistent things. And that was one of the things I was talking about with my mom, is like our homes, it's not about all of the different things that we have, all of the unique things that we have. It really is about how do we can create this consistency and these traditions within our lives. And so many traditions, from, getting $1 every time we saw grandma, or getting to build stuff with my grandfather in the basement, getting to crush cans. He recycled cans, and if we would bring cans, he would pay us out for those things. Getting to pick berries in the backyard, always having dessert after dinner, always eating at the table. It was just this consistent tradition that we had. There were different picnics that we've had growing up, things that we're still doing today, but these traditions really made lasting memories, and it gave this safe predictability of what you were going to get. Like, I know now when I go to visit my grandma, I already know she's going to be offering me snacks, and she's going to be offering me Hershey Kisses, and she has these things, right? She wants everybody to feel welcome, and she's constantly restocking her little bins, and it's just one of the traditions that she has. And even still today with the great grandchildren, she gives them $1 when they see her, and so she's got to be well stocked on dollars. And sending cards, she always sends cards. She doesn't forget a birthday, even though there's like 80 of us. It's kind of insane, but she remembers all of it. She just makes you feel so special. And the last thing I want to touch on is love. She just models love in this incredible way. And I'm sure you can tell from the other attributes that I've already given you that love is apparent, but she deeply, truly loves people. And it's not just about saying that she loves us. Actually, I feel like she doesn't use that word super frequently. When I see her, she will say it. And I usually say it first, but she says it. But it's not that she says it. It's just that she shows it. She shows it in the way her face lights up. She shows it in the way that she values you and gives you that dedicated time to be with her. She shows it in the way that she generally encourages us. She shows it in the way that she never puts us down. She just always believes the best. She always sees the best. She always wants the best. And she's always thinking of others. She's always asking how my kids are doing, what they're up to. And she listens with such intent. And the way that she shares stories of just positivity. But she is just this radiant love into the world. And I just am so grateful for my grandma. So I just want to say happy birthday, Grandma. Cheers to you in 100 years. You are such an incredible model. I'm so grateful that God gave me you. You give us so many things that we can learn from. I'm just so honored to be your granddaughter and to have the time that I have with you. And I just want to thank God for allowing you to live to 100 and beyond. It's just such an incredible blessing to not only have you, but to have you for this length of time. With that said, friends, I just want to thank you for joining me here today. What you can expect is in the next episode, we are actually going to be celebrating a year of the Mary Guirovich Show. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of deconstruction of how the past year went, what you can expect in the upcoming year. And you're probably wondering, hey, we haven't had guests in a little while. Are we going to have guests again? Yes, we're absolutely going to have guests. I have lots of guests lined up to get started recording here shortly. I just wanted to take some time to kind of reflect on where the show was, how I wanted to move forward with the show based off of what God has been telling me. And I cannot wait to start our second season of the Mary Guirovich Show with you in the upcoming weeks. Until we meet again, remember, you're only one plan away from your next promotion. And God, He's not done with you.
Hey friend, thank you for listening today. Be sure to join us next week for another great episode. If you receive value from today's show, I'd appreciate it if you would leave us a 5-star review to help others learn about the show. And if you're ready to fast track your career and increase your income, impact, and joy, then head on over to maryguirovich.com and check out the masterclass that teaches you how you can advance too. I'd love to hear from you. You can connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. This and so much more can be found in the show notes. I look forward to seeing you soon.